them, you'll probably go for the olive oil instead. Ooh, they also don't have the same smoke level qualities. Right, RMC, is that the thing? Is it the more processed something is, the higher the smoke point? No, because ghee is not necessarily processed. It just has the milk cultures taken out. Yeah, I don't really know how the smoke points work. Because it costs too much. I prefer olive oil, yeah. I don't think I have any grapeseed oil right now. I've had it before in the past, but yeah, that shit's expensive. Yeah. I do like, so some of those oils are good for like drizzling on salads. So when I'm being really healthy and following what the diet I'm supposed to be eating, which now that Katie's moving in, I might go back to eating healthy. But usually what I eat is a modified keto diet. So it's not counting like carbs or anything like that, but it is genuinely lower in carbs, lower in gluten, higher in fat, smaller portions, high in protein. That's just the shit my body likes, that my doctors and I have figured out over years of trial and error. But what I do is I make a lot of salads and I douse them in like fun, flavorful oils and then add a fair amount of protein, like chicken or something, you know, good. And then add some like apples and whatnot. And so when I'm being really healthy, I eat a fuck ton of like very, very tasty salads. Lately, I have not been eating healthy because I've been dating, and when you date, you eat like shit and drink too much beer. Yeah, fucking I need, oh God. Oh God, dating is so bad for your diet. Good God. At least now we're not going to breweries anymore. I only go to breweries as first dates. Because I feel very comfortable there, and I know how to gauge myself with beers really well. I don't trust mixed drinks. Like, I don't know if I have like 2 or 3 mixed drinks at one place, it's very different experience than if I have it at another place. Beer is pretty safe for me, so usually for first dates, I go to a brewery. But I haven't gone on a lot of first dates recently. But nonetheless, I drank way too much beer. Ghee has a higher smoke point because it doesn't have the milk solids in it. Yep. Ghee is really amazing since you can make it yourself. Can I? Do you trust me enough to make ghee myself? And also, is it cheaper to make it yourself? Or is it just cheaper, or is it like the same cost and just buy it from a store? Keen says there was a show here last night called The Empire Strips Back. Yeah, Keen, that's what we're talking about. I'm going to that show on Saturday. Alaska is taking me to go see The Empire Strips Back. It was actually funny. So I don't know how long he and I have been dating, but it's been like, I want to say 3 months. I think I've been dating Alaska for 3 months. And one of our first conversations was about Star Wars. I think he was commenting on my Star Wars earrings. And he had bought the tickets to go see The Empire Strips Back. And he said, hey, if we're still talking and hanging out, by the time the show goes around, would you like to be my +1? And I was like, in my mind, I was like, motherfucker, no one, like, very rarely does anyone last over a month with me. Like, I scare easily, and there's just, I have a lot of red flags that I look out for. And so I was like, okay, like, sure. But I wasn't holding my breath. I didn't actually know we were gonna keep dating. But yeah, here we are. Like 3 months later, and now we're gonna actually go. Like, usually when a guy you're dating, or anyone you're dating, makes a plan with you for me, anytime I make a plan with someone that I'm starting to talk to or starting to see, and we make a plan for 3 months out, it's like a jinx. We never make it to those plans. Never. The fact that we are now going to go see this show, I'm like, kind of nice little pat on the back. It's so much cheaper. Really? It's like $25 for a small jar of ghee? Really? RMC, I feel like I could get a jar. How big is your jar? So 1 jar of ghee that's like fucking, what is this? 16 ounces? Yeah, a 16-ounce jar of ghee, I think, is like $12. No? I think it's $12. When you can make that for like a couple bucks of butter. Really? Okay. So when you have like a box of butter, when you have like, let's say a stick of butter and you turn it into ghee, how much volume or mass or whatever do you lose when you turn it into ghee? Like the milk solids, how much gets taken out? Because that's the thing I'm worried about is like, what if, I don't know how much the milk solids are, but like if you have a stick of butter and you take out the milk solids, are you left with this much ghee? Or is like you have a stick of butter and you take the milk solids out and you have this much ghee? Like, I'm just wondering how much volume you lose. You don't lose a lot. Oh, well, fuck me. Okay, then maybe I'll try it. I'm down. Have you ever made vegan ghee? Do they have that? I don't think they have that. Try to make ghee out of vegan butter. That'd be hilarious. Oh, RMC's is the organic one. Okay, that explains. Oh, that makes sense because you fancy. You fancy RMC. I already knew that about you. With your fancy coffee, and it makes sense that you have $25 ghee. I have kids who don't eat half the shit I make them, so I usually go for off-brands and stuff on sale because there's a high chance it's just like, my kids waste so much food, y'all. It kills me. My kids waste so much food. So when they're older and I can be that mom that like makes them finish their plate, then maybe I'll get the nicer stuff. But like, fuck, I have a hard time stomaching getting them like really expensive anything, knowing that like it's probably gonna go to waste. In a sense, at least the countries that require pasteurization, ghee is quite processed. I mean, it's pasteurized, homogenized, skimmed, congealed via friction and filtered, and then heated to a certain point, and the solids separate. Okay. Watch a YouTube video. Oh my God, RMC. If you ask me to, I will RMC. But you know me, I usually do not prep stream before I do it. I read the recipe for the first time whilst live streaming it. I will usually read the ingredients list just to make sure I have everything, but I'm really bad at like pre-planning streams, but sure. I can learn to make ghee. I'm down. I'm definitely down for this. I think, so Katie, I always think Katie's vegan, but she's not vegan anymore. But my little sister Katie, she can do butter and she can do eggs. And I think she's cool with shrimp, but she doesn't really have a thing for fish. So it's like she's vegetarian-ish. So I think I can do a fair amount with food for her. It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. But if I'm trying to batch stuff where I'm making it for Katie and I'm making it for Poison Ivy, it's going to be kind of hard because Poison Ivy has more dietary restrictions. But I'll do my best. But I know anything I make for Poison Ivy, Katie will eat it because Katie's all up in that stuff. So at least now I have 2 people I'm cooking for. Because originally it was just cooking for Poison Ivy, and yeah. Now, at least now when I buy vegan butter and fucking special flowers and vegan eggs, at least now I have 2 people that'll eat them instead of just 1. But I'll make some ghee. I'm down for that. Oh, I do want to do what the fuck? I want to revive the sourdough. I definitely want to do more sourdough. I have a lot of people who like sourdough now in my life. I guess Malin always liked sourdough too. I just kept killing the sourdough. That could be, okay, so I'm coming up with a chore chart for Katie. Like, you live in here, you can pitch in. So I'm trying to give her easy tasks to do that are things that like I suck at remembering to do, but aren't a lot of work, like watering the plants. So Katie's job when she's here, I'm not gonna make her do shit like clean the toilets, and I'm not making her do bitch work. I'm making her do like shit that I forget to do. So I'm gonna have her feed the sourdough starter, right? That's a great job for a kid / younger sister. So I'm gonna have her feed the sourdough starter. I'm gonna have her water the plants. And then I think I'm gonna ask her to pick up the toy room because it just drives me insane. The kids just take the fucking bucket and they just dump it every fucking day, and I have to pick up all the toys. I'm just gonna donate all their toys one of these days. So I'm just gonna ask Katie to help tidy up toys because that like really stresses me out to see the clutter everywhere. But yeah, if we have any other fun things we can ask Katie to do, let me know. Something that's not gonna stress her out. But I like water the plants, feed the sourdough starter. Those are the 2 things. Like I keep the kids alive, I feed everyone, and I do laundry. I need help with everything else. For sure. Probably like the reason more to make it yourself. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll make it ourselves. I actually get raw milk unpasteurized. Woo! Bought as pet milk. Huh? RMC, what is, I can actually get raw milk here bought as pet milk. What is pet milk? Is this like someone milked a pet goat and you got milk from it? Easy to make and a nice thing to have. Good to know. Fartzilla. No Charlie work. What's Charlie work? Is that bitch work? No, I'm not going to make her do any bitch work. When I was a kid, my parents were friends with a dairy farmer. I've had raw milk. It's amazing. Not for human. Oh, that kind. Not for human consumption. That kind of milk. That kind of milk. Good to know. Wink, wink. They can't sell it as a human-rated milk. Oh, it's milk to give to your pets. But oh, I got a milk. Milk. Drank some milk. Thanks for that berry. I've never had unpasteurized raw milk before. I'd put it in my mouth. You guys know me, I'd put it in my mouth. At least once, if not twice. But, I don't know. FDA or turds like that. Oh. I mean, all you gotta know, you just gotta know someone, right? Just gotta know someone. I would like to make some cheese someday. I heard making cheese is really fun. Dude, y'all, I'm not even, is this not, I don't think I'm turned up enough. Turned up for what? No. This is still a very much light blonde color. This is, I don't know, how long have we been stirring? How long has the stream been going on? I don't even know, but this is, yeah, it's not dark at all. We still have a while to go on this one. Which reminds me, we need to eventually set up a secondary camera. I'm going to ask Lindsay to help me with that. They're not allowed to sell or give away raw milk if they know people are going to consume it. Ah. Wait, they're not allowed to give away sell or give away. Really? You can't even give it away? Really? Then what do people, like, what? Wait. But you can do it yourself. So if I had a goat and I milked my goat, you can't stop me from drinking my own goat milk. The government doesn't want me giving it to friends. I can't send out like freshly squeezed goat milk as a Christmas present? Well, that's just not very nice. Okay, RMC is confirming, all right. So all those people who milk their goats. Wait, what if you sell or give away? So what if you made goat cheese out of your goat milk that you squeezed yourself, and then you had a supper party and you like had friends over and they ate your cheese? Is that technically giving it to them? Is that bad? Or is it like if someone's eating at your house and they're eating your food, does that count? Technical. I mean, there aren't a huge enforcement on supper clubs and supper parties. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. You never know. It's frowned upon. Are there any narcs? I mean, if there's a narc at your supper club, you probably shouldn't have them at your supper club. But now, let's say you had like raging supper clubs and there's like 100 people. Ooh. And they're just like all eating your goat cheese, freshly made. I don't know. I just like to push the boundaries of what ifs, but okay, we're just going to assume that it's kind of like everyone's gonna look away if you make some homemade goat cheese. If someone came to the supper club and they had homemade goat cheese, I would eat it. I mean, wait, you're also not allowed to do a lot of like you do home brews, like beer, but you can't do home distilling. Is that true? I guess it might be a state by state thing, but I believe you're not allowed to distill your own spirits. I, however, have been quite fucked up on homemade distilled spirits before by a friend of a friend. And oh my God, never again. That shit, you guys know I have a pretty good tolerance. And I did not drink that much. I had like fucking maybe 8 ounces of a strawberry. This was not distilled. This was a strawberry mead. But I was like legit fucked up on 8 ounces of a strawberry mead. And that same person made rum, homemade rum, and then something else. And I remember the rum also really fucked me up. And so I'm really scared of people's homemade spirits. Scare the shit out of. Beer is okay. I've had a lot of home beers that were fine, but anything harder than a home brew fucking terrifies me, because those are some of the worst hangovers I've had. There's bound to be a whistleblower at a party. Oh yeah, at a party of 100 people. Yeah, for sure. There's bound to be one whistleblower. Mead is honey, right? Fartzilla, yes. Mead is honey wine. So, oh my God, RMC, the whole whistleblower at 100 people party. So there was a hot second today where I was looking at something that popped up on my, like a Facebook thing, and my high school reunion, my 20-year high school reunion is next year, and they're trying to find a place to host it. And like a little part of me was like, I mean, if it's under 100 people or around 100 people, I could probably squeeze them into here. Like it'd be a tight fit. It'd be like a fucking one of those raging house parties that were in the 90s teen movies, but I could do it. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't know everyone. I mean, I went to school with them and I was like, I don't think I want fucking 100 people in my house. So I changed my mind. I almost like a little tiny part of me was like, oh, because everyone was really struggling to find a venue that would work. And like, I really almost volunteered my house for my high school reunion. And I was like, because it wasn't that big. I think there was only like maybe 100 people that went to it. Yeah, not going to do that though. One of the problems with the requirements is that certain cheeses are impossible. For example, no such thing as real ricotta made from pasteurized milk. Oh. When people make goat cheese, what kind of cheese is that? Also, I have no idea how to make ricotta. Wait, I do know how. I've heard of making ricotta. Wait, what's the one that... So Canara made paneer. Is ricotta the one where you like... There's a cheesecloth involved and you mix an acid with it and it clumps up and then you squeeze it out? Is that ricotta? I feel like I've seen someone make ricotta before. Oh, I turned up the heat a little bit. It's looking pretty good. It's getting better. Now would be a really good time to have a second pair of hands in the kitchen because I cannot make a drink because I'm stirring this. I guess I could turn the temperature down a little bit and then crank it back up. Hey chat, question for you. What is a drink you can make one-handed? So none of this like shaker shit. None of this. What? I can't make a martini. Plus I wouldn't. I mean, I could just do... I got the bourbon over there. We can do bourbon on ice. My God, that's my whole... I almost made mixology one of my tags for this stream, and I was like, let's be honest. Very rarely do I actually make a cocktail mixology thing. It's usually just bourbon on ice. Shots? I ain't doing shots, Harold. I'm 37. Only time I do a shot is if we're celebrating something. I'll do a dick cramp, which is like a very easy shot. But what's something I can do one-handed? Oh, it's thickening up a little bit. It's looking better. It's looking a lot better. I did triple the recipe, so that explains why this is taking so much longer, which is good. We have nowhere to go. We have nothing else doing. We're just hanging out. Farzil says, I almost got a job at a goat farm in Bermuda. Damn, this is a good story. That made great cheese, but the guy didn't want to deal with the work visa paperwork. Oh, no. That could have been on your resume. A goat farm. You could have been a goat farm in Bermuda. That's fucking an amazing resume right there. My 25-year-old high school reunion was this year. You had a 25? Oh, that's pretty cool. The people who would have been there wouldn't have been friends. Oh, wait. The people who would have been there wouldn't have been the friends I would have had. I was a geek at the time, so I was pretty ostracized, but relatively respected at the time. Just not worth it. So that's the other thing is the people. So I'm one of the only one of my friends that went to our 10-year high school reunion. My group of friends we were the nerdy Asian geeks, and a lot of us still hang out every fucking month. Like I think a group of 12 of us. We all went to middle school and high school together, and we're still friends. And of my friends that I've known since middle school, the girls that I have tattooed on my neck, 2 of the girls tattooed on my neck are getting married. One just got married her wedding reception was last weekend, and then the other girl tattooed on my neck, her wedding is next weekend. Their weddings are 2 weeks apart, 2 or 3 weeks apart. I see my high school friends very regularly. I see my college friends a little less, but I see them pretty regularly as well. But so yeah, there's not a bunch of appeal to go to my high school reunion, just because if I was really curious, there's Facebook. You can stalk any of your high school homies on Facebook. And then of the people that I genuinely had really strong attachments to in high school, I still see them all the fucking time. So I'm just going to my high school reunion because there's a couple people that I haven't seen that I don't talk to very often that might be fun. And I like people watching. It's like my favorite pastime in the world is to people watch. So I'll go. Usually I go and I do reconnaissance. I'll feel it out and then I'll come back and tell everyone else what happened and the silly highlights and stuff. Because a lot of my friends are more introverted than I am. But yeah, I don't know. I'll go, but I'm not gonna help plan it. I think that's yeah. Plus, a lot of the people who were at the high school reunion were not people that I hung out with more. Funny thing too is a lot of people remember me because I'm very, very loud. But I don't know. I was not a popular kid. I was definitely just obnoxiously loud and annoying. There's a lot of people who know me, but I don't necessarily know them. I'm also one of the only people who went to both middle schools that created the high school. So everybody knows that loud bitch known as Kathy. There's a mason jar shaker attachment that I just found out about. Ooh, nice TGU. What kind of mason jar shaker is it? One of my friend's mothers has a goat farm. She makes caramel from the milk. Oh, damn. And I love it. That sounds fancy as fuck, world. Just pop nail holes through the lid? Wait, a shaker? Yeah, what kind of... A mason jar shaker. So I thought of a shaker like making butter, but are you talking shaker like shaking seasoning on something? Ooh, guys, we got darker. We're finally darker. Oh my God, I definitely had to crank the heat up. So we are now at... What color are you?